Hello Internet, After7717 here, and I got a package via airmail from the United Kingdom, and this was in it. This, and a few other tanks, but this is the Plastic Soldier Company M5 Stuart tank, and it's got two variants. Like, you have three different hulls, as you can see here already, but it's got the Honey variant, and it's got the regular American M5 variant. Which is the regular, obviously. The Honey just has the standard British like side skirts, and I guess it's got a few other little details. Anyway, this is the reinforcement pack, not the full box, which comes with 5 sprues. It's a little bit more expensive per tank to get it one tank at a time, but it's also a little bit more economical if I don't really want 5 tanks, because this is just to try it out. Unlike the older reinforcement packs, this new one does not come with any label. And I'm going to open it and make your ears bleed with the wonderful static sound. Yes, to get rid of that. Okay, here's the sprue itself. As you can see, you have 3 different hulls. I'm not sure which one is specifically for the Honey or not, or if there is one, but as you can see, there is no real difference between the hulls except for some equipment. Like this one has a shovel on it, this one doesn't. This one has some more stuff in the back. So basically this one looks pretty clean, and this one has some equipment on it, and this one I don't know the difference right now. Anyway, you have your regular American tracks here. You have your British side skirts, which I probably won't put on just because I don't like side skirts, not because I have anything against British tanks. Here's some optional equipment things. These, I believe, go on the back, if I remember right. You have the turret, and one of these sides, I think these two are the American, and then this is the British thing. I don't remember exactly how it works, but yeah, the turret is in several parts, and it's got an American half and a British half, so you can vary it up a little bit, or not vary it up and just have it match your force. You got 2 commanders there, you got your gun, got a machine gun, hatches, and an optional hedge chopper there for Normandy fighting, and some other little bits. There doesn't appear to be any storage or stowage or whatever you want to call it, any of that. It's just the variation you get in the different hulls. There's the chassis, and yeah. So now I'll put this guy together and come back. Okay, we're back. I have built this little Stuart here, and it had 3 different hulls, and it says in the instructions I was wrong. It doesn't say that any one is specifically for the Honey. It says that they're early, mid, and late production. But again, the only difference I could see was the tools. I looked at it. There is a thing back here. You put a different one on for late production because it has a little box that goes up here. I don't know exactly what the box does. I went for mid-production, I think, although I used the early production hull accidentally. Well, not really accidentally, I just picked it out, because I can legitimately see no difference in them, except that on the early production, in the treads here, if it can focus, there's a little bit of detail here you can see. The early production doesn't have that. So I guess those weren't riveted on or welded on or whatever when the vehicle was first produced. I'm not sure. I have no idea. But it doesn't really look that much different, and unless you look really close or paint really thin, you're never going to see it. And the late production also has some tools on it. Anyway, the treads are all one piece, unlike other Plastic Soldier Company kits, earlier Plastic Soldier Company kits, I should say, which is good and bad. It's good in that you don't have to assemble this entire wheel structure. It's bad if you wanted to paint the treads before. That was the handy thing about the other ones, but I don't. Obviously I'm not painting this one, and I don't really worry about painting the treads too much, so it wasn't really a big deal for me, but it might be a big deal for some other people. The tow hitch, actually, I have not glued in. It's just kind of stuck in there. It's interesting. Couple other differences. This one has the very nice, what do you call these, wings, whatever, that kind of slot into place so that the turret does not fall off, which is very nice. The Sherman, which I may show you in a minute, just falls off all the time. That's very nice. The turret is really small. It's one of the few things that really does change when you go to late production. It's got an entirely different side. The turret goes together really well. In fact, this entire kit just kind of slots into place. The turret has some little pegs that peg into place, and the bottom part of the chassis almost just clips right into the hull, and it's really nice. The treads are all one piece, so that makes them easy to put on. The detail's kind of a pain, like the machine gun especially, but the machine gun's always a pain on these size kits. So everything looks nice, everything goes together really well. This one's really solid. I like it a lot, and we'll get to the one thing I dislike in just a second after we do a size comparison, because it'll have something to do with the size comparison. Here is a pen, Papermate ballpoint. Here is a little Risk Man, and here is a penny, so that you know just how small this thing is. And against some other models, we'll put it up with the Matilda, the British Matilda, which is an infantry tank, sort of a light tank, and the Panzer 38T, which has lost its turret. There's another light tank, the Panzer 38T. As you can see, it's a bit bigger, and there's something unfortunate about that, because if I bring this Sherman out, you can see that when they're put close together, it doesn't look that much smaller than the Sherman. And actually it's not. This is supposed to be about 5 feet, but it looks like it's about 1 foot there. And it's supposed to be thinner, but they look like they are the same width. And they're about the same height as well. As you can see though, the Sherman does have that terrible thing where it's just kind of stuck there, so you'd have to put a magnet on it, which I didn't do. I'm going to have to do that at some point soon. But yeah, it looks like they're basically the same tank. This looks like a medium tank, which is unfortunate. It's actually really out of scale, which, if scale matters to you, I would get some other brand, because this is not an in-scale tank. Sounds like I said in-scale, like the trains there. If you put them far apart, though, this one it does look a lot smaller. It looks like a light tank. So if you're just wargaming, which is what these are for, it probably won't hurt you to buy this. It's pretty small. It's pretty cheap. Like I said, it's about $7, and it goes down to about $5–6 when you put it in the box set with 4 other ones. So depending on how many you want, you might want to buy the box, because it's cheaper per tank. But it is out of scale, and that's a bit disappointing. Most of the other things, Zvezda, Plastic Soldier Company, are definitely very in scale. They're really nice at being in scale, and this is kind of a disappointment. It's not a deal breaker for me, although I do use these things as models for drawing, and that is a bit disappointment. I'll have to remember that this isn't the same size, but it is such a nice little model. It's got so much detail on there, and it went together really well. And if you're gaming, it doesn't matter too much, especially if you keep them far apart. Like I showed you, they do look really small. I like it, and it's a great value for your money, especially considering you're getting a little bit bigger tank than you might think you're getting. It's just nice. I really did enjoy making it. I like looking at it. The shipping was actually pretty fast. I got it from Plastic Soldier Company, and I live in the US, so I had to ship it over the Atlantic. That didn't take a long time at all. So it was overall a very nice experience getting this tank and building it. And I just wish it was a bit more accurate, but it's kind of minor considering how well it went together. and such. The instructions are a bit wonky because the instructions are for the late war or the late production model. So there's that. Anyway, bye.